Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. We're back at the laundromat to see if we can collect a record amount of quarters this week. We keep trying to do that and have not been able to. Maybe this week, we'll see. Our no parking signs are up, and so far they seem to be working. So that's fantastic. And it was really busy last weekend, but I don't know how busy it was during the week this week because I wasn't putting a whole lot of quarters in our change machine. But I came here earlier today, and there are like 6 groups of people in here working. So I actually went to my other laundromat in Kersey, did my videos there, collected quarters there, checked that out, and then decided to come back here, and now there's nobody here. So that's always nice because it saves me time commentating and collecting quarters at the same time. We have a cleaning situation still. I've had some cleaners. Actually, I had a cleaner who was doing okay to start with, and then they quit to hurt their back. Then I got a new cleaner who was kind of okay, kind of not okay, and they started doing better. Then I found another lady who could help clean, kind of an interim basis, but maybe full-time. And my main cleaners, hopefully this person's here for the laundromat, have just been a little frustrating. Sometimes they don't always clean all the lint trays. The most recent thing, they'll text me at like 10:30 or 11:30 at night, which is a little crazy, right? And then, was it this morning or last night, they said, hey, we're out of trash bags. We're gonna take a bunch of the trash cans back out because we don't have any. It's like, you gotta give me a little bit of warning. You know, I supply all the supplies, and this is actually from my other laundromat. I brought these with me. I can get those supplies, but I can't do it if you don't tell me when we need them, and we need to know before they're out. So, look, we do have more people coming in. So here are the trash cans they brought back here, and if it's me, I mean, honestly, I just leave those out there and let people fill them up, and then dump them in the dumpster right over there without a trash bag, but that's just me. And it's weird back here without the machines going. I haven't been back here without a dryer running for a long time. I'm sure that will change soon. Still some lint up there. That's supposed to have been all cleaned up, but we know how that goes. And these were clothes that were left out at least 3 weeks now. And so I just told the cleaning people to put them in back if it's been after a week, and we'll see if anybody ever asks about them. If not, eventually we'll just toss those out. I'm starting with the soda machine, and it was really hard to get open, and there are quarters and change everywhere. So I've got to kind of rig my little coin box holder the right way so that this doesn't happen. Apparently I did not get that done. Or someone broke into the machine and gave me a lot more quarters than normal. No, but there's my coin box. I have to like kind of set it so that it catches all the quarters outside, because it's just, I don't know, everything's just kind of off a little kilter. So yeah, I got to pick up all kinds of quarters off the ground, but there was actually a lot of them. There was money all over the place. So that was good to see. And that probably means there's a lot of pop gone too. And the pop machine has been doing a lot better lately. I say it every time. This isn't a huge moneymaker, but it definitely adds up to a few $100s a month probably. Well, maybe not that much. Maybe like $100 a month in profit after you take out the cost of the pop and stuff. So not a huge amount, but a little bit. And it's interesting to me too. I mentioned about that a lot, where I wouldn't be doing this if it was all about the money. The vending side has always been intriguing to me. And yeah, so much pop is gone. I just refilled a bunch of the Sprite and Mountain Dew, and I refilled a lot of it. So I've got tons of soda in there now. We'll see how much we sell next week. But I've pretty much cleaned myself out of everything. So I'm going to go back to the store and get some more here in a few weeks. We'll check the vending machine. People mention, oh, you go to the Sam's once a week, you go to the grocery store once a week. I go to Sam's maybe once every 3 months. That's how often I go to get stuff, and I just load up on a bunch of stuff. I'm not going there all the time. Usually I get pop, soda there, all the snacks, everything at once. There's a few like root beer and Orange Crush. They don't have at Sam's. I pick those up at Food King, the grocery store that's right next to my office where I own the building. So I just hop in there. Their prices are super cheap too, and grab those, which takes almost no time. And this is a little low. This machine keeps jamming, but everything looks okay right now. But people love the Orange Crush too, and that might be a Colorado thing because the Broncos defense used to be called the Orange Crush, and that was a little bit before my time, but I still remember it as a kid. So, and I also like orange soda. So, not quite as much sold in the soap machine as last week, but there's still a decent amount in there. The pop machine and vending machine looked really good, so that's good to see. And the main thing is, everything seems to be working okay, which is fantastic. So we'll count those up real quick and see what the pop machine has. And that's more. That might be a record. I don't know. It'll be close. And of course, there's the nickels and dimes that get spit out. And this time there's actually a bent quarter that got spit out of there too. So those don't always work well. But yeah, not bad. There we'll have the chart at the end that shows all the things and all the money that came in. Here's the vending machine. And quite a bit there as well in the vending machine. So that's also good to see. And then the soap machine, which I don't know, the pop machine and vending machine, snack machine definitely did better. I think the soap machine did just a little worse, but not bad. Yeah, that's a little lower than we have been getting. Okay, so they are outside now, so I'm going to get started checking these right away. And this is usually a good one. That's about what we've been having, I feel like. Not bad. Like I said, it'd be really nice to break a record. We've been kind of plateauing, which is okay. I mean, it's been a good plateau, not a bad one, but not that much there. It'd be good to keep that going up. This laundromat makes money, but not a huge amount of money. It's not like raking in tens of thousands of dollars a month. It's more like thousands of dollars a month. And that doesn't include my time. I don't spend a ton of time here. Well, I do spend quite a bit of time here, but I wouldn't have to spend as much. Oh, that's a good one. I wouldn't have to spend as much time as I do if I didn't like being here. That actually meant, oh, that's really full. Wow. Another investor who does real estate and some other stuff. And they own a laundromat in Montana, and they said they don't do any work at all. They have someone who does all of it. Very hands off. They're making money on it, so that is an option too. You don't have to be an owner / day laborer to, maybe that's the wrong term, sorry, to run a laundromat, especially if it's a bigger one. That's what the smaller ones, is kind of the smaller they get, the more the owner needs to be there hands-on working on it. That's it. How much do you want to bet I forget to check this again? Every time I forget to check this soap container and to see if we have the handle, and every time I forget. I'm going to try to remember this time. I think I did that one, right? Yep, I did that one. These are fairly full. Like I said, it's always interesting. Last week, I feel like these were not full at all, but the bigger ones in back were much fuller than normal. This week, it's the opposite. I think what really determines if we set a record or not is how much are in those front big machines that have not most of the money, but usually about 30 to 40% of the money for the whole place is in those. See, that's okay. I feel like in the past, people use these Hibs a lot more than the Horizons. The Horizons are the white ones. But lately, I feel like people haven't been using these as much. Especially since one is out of order, and we've only got 4 instead of 5. And there's a decent amount in there, but not a ton. One thing people can tell me too, I've got my camera on regular zoom right now. My camera, meaning my phone. I usually do wide, like zoom out quite a bit so you can see more. I'm curious if you prefer this style or the other style. So I feel like this gives a little better look at the quarters and the bucket, whereas the other one makes the bucket look kind of small and far away. These are important things to consider when you're in the laundromat business. All right, last 2 of our, oh, that's not bad either. Our bucket's getting fairly full again. Not sure that's gonna be a record. Oh, that's a good one too. It's hard to remember exactly how full that is compared to last week. And I used to do all my machines together, and now we just kind of do the big front machines separate from all these I just did. It's pretty heavy. I always worry about using the handle to carry those buckets because they're not the strongest in the world. I definitely don't want, 3,000 to 4,000 quarters falling across the floor. All right, we'll see what these have in them. It's okay. Those quarters already in there I collected on Monday of this week. So I have to empty these twice. That's decent. This is usually the best one. Pretty good. And then this is our biggest machine right here. Not bad. Again, these, if I had to guess, I'd say we're pretty close to the last few weeks. Probably not breaking records. Oh, there you go. And people came in the laundromat, which is a good thing. And more people came as I was there. So Fridays are usually pretty busy. In the weekends, like I've said. Here's the dryers. This first one has no heat, but people still use it because some people like no heat in their dryers. I know it's crazy. I know I say it over and over again, but they do. That's not bad. That's not bad, not amazing. If these are like the washers, I feel like we'll have slightly less than last week. Not exactly sure. It's always tough to tell. When you have a big difference, that's always fun. Unless it's a awful week, right? You don't want the big differences. That's a full bucket to go negative. But if you have a ton more quarters in there, that's always fun. And we haven't seen that for a while, so that would be really cool to see. Maybe next week. It's kind of getting close to the first of the month. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but we'll see. And it was kind of hot in here too, so we put covers on the thermostats that lock because people kept turning down the AC way down to like in the 60s. And it's not good to do that because if you overwork your AC, it could freeze up and just completely stop working. So we put locking covers on them so people can't mess with it. And then it was getting hotter and hotter while I was in here. I was sweating all over the place. And I looked, it was 81 degrees in there. And it was set at like 72. And then I realized one was set on cool, there's 2 thermostats, and one was set on heat. So it's very hard to keep your laundromat cool when you've got your furnace running. It wasn't running, but when you have the heat on instead of the air conditioning on. So I fixed that, and I wasn't there long enough to see if it helped, but it did stop getting hotter. I noticed it was getting, the temperature kept rising, but it stopped rising when I did that at least. That's one thing I think is very important for a laundromat, is to keep it cool in the summer for people, because doing laundry can be difficult work, and there's a lot of it, and you're folding and moving around, and the dryers can be hot, so it is nice to have a little bit of a cooler temperature. And with this, our landlord is responsible for AC, and honestly, he just tells me, have your guys go look at it and fix it and send me the bill. All right, we're gonna get counted starting with the front washers and see what we've got. That's not bad. I don't know if that's as much as last week. Real close to the same. And these are the rest of the washer money. Okay, so that's not bad, but it is less than last week, I believe. Just a little bit less. And that's kind of what I was thinking after the slow week we had. And here is the dryer money. I almost forgot to collect dryer money. So, I said it was hot in there and we're trying to fix the AC and different things. Well, I don't know if that's my excuse for being distracted, but I was doing the dryers at a different time, and I got all my soda, vending, washers, everything set up, all the coin boxes filled up for the change machine and everything done. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm done. And I left and drove off, and then I drove about half a mile. I'm like, I didn't do my dryers. So I went back, got my dryer boxes cleaned out, and counted the money, and now I can complete my chart. So there you go. We haven't seen hardly anybody parking in our parking spot since we put the signs up. That's been good to see. It's very clear where they're at now. We haven't had any homeless people sleeping in the parking lot or on the side of the building, although I did notice some trash back there, so I don't know. Hopefully that isn't from that situation. I haven't had too many calls about machines not working right, so that's nice. Overall, things have been pretty smooth. Like I said, we still have the cleaner thing going on. I kind of have 2 cleaners right now, which is actually really nice, but I don't want to pay for 2 cleaners, so I probably should figure that out. Could kind of have like a contest to see who does the best job. But here's the sales chart, and as you can see, things have been going good. And then the last month to 2 months, almost 3 months, we've kind of hit that plateau where it's real hard to get past the 1800 mark or the 1850 mark. And right now we just had 1754, which is fine. It's a decent week, but I'd love to get above 2000, keep climbing. So maybe just like we did in April, the 3rd week in April, and people ask me this too and say, it says it's the 4th of July. This is the 4 on there stands for the 4th week of July, not the 4th of July. Those aren't dates. Those are which week it is in that month. So you can see the 3rd week in April, we had a huge breakthrough, which was crazy. So I just barely had over 1,400 before, and then all of a sudden we had almost 1,900, the most ever. So maybe we'll have that again, where maybe we'll have like 2,500 or something crazy, right? We've got to be positive and think about that. So we'll keep going there. We'll keep seeing how that goes. This laundromat has been doing much more business than the small one. It's much more fun to collect more quarters and count more quarters. So that's nice. And it's nice to have a laundromat that makes some money too, unlike the small one. But I still have the small one. I'm not planning to sell it immediately. But I did mention in my other video, some people who do laundry at this laundromat had asked if I'd be willing to sell my small laundromat, but they didn't know it had a car wash, a shop, an apartment that all came with it. So interesting that they asked me that kind of right when I talked about selling the small laundromat a couple of weeks ago when I did some more videos on that one. All right, so I think that covers pretty much everything. Not too much drama. If you guys have questions, comments, love to hear them. We'll keep collecting money, and hopefully, you can tell me if you like this film style with the closer up view or the zoomed out one better too. Let me know. All right, take care. We'll be back soon.